Gibb talked about earlier today in his talk, everything's got to have a certain progression to it. And for us, the checklist is, do they have good posture? Can they have it balance-wise, stability, mobility? So in your early progressions, they're very simple. These things are pretty easy to take care of. And then as you progress out of it, make it more complex. You know, you move from 2 legs to 1 leg or alternate legs, things like that. And all of a sudden, these things have a little bit more of a challenge to it. And again, think about how it applies. Force over a small base of support. Well, I need more core strength. Okay, let's do crunches. Okay, and my abs are getting stronger, coach. I'm doing all these 100 crunches a night, you know, and that type of thing. Okay, well, let's just take that and apply it to regular movement. And that's what you get. Exactly what Chris was talking not about. Not a very good stick figure. You got a gap in between here. What you call that? Chris? Oh, not closing the gate or something like that. Late in the gate. Late in the gate. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So I'll go back. Okay. So we've eliminated crunches from our training. So when the kid comes and says, "Hey, coach, you'd be proud of me. I've been doing like 1,000 crunches a night." No, you're training. So it's not that we don't do certain things, but we make it more of a V-up or something where the hip has to hinge in such a way that you're using the right posture that you would want to negotiate the ground. Because it's not like they're not getting plenty of that anyway. Because this is what's happening on a daily basis for them also, right? They sit in their classroom. I'm dating myself now, but when I sat in elementary school and even junior high, we had the old desks, the flip-top desks, so the desks were like this, so we could sit upright and write on the desk. They got rid of those. Now when you're in elementary school, you're sitting at one of these kind of tables. So you got no choice but to listen to the teacher and study like this. So how's that for postural control? So that's why the things that we do have to kind of move away from this and move more to things where we are flexing, extending, and rotating in such a ways that we're always exhibiting that postural control. We're going to need a lot of quality reps of this to combat a ton of volume of this. We go back to that on-the-ground crunch. How much posture do I need? Good posture to get this done. How much balance do I need to get this done? What do I need to stabilize to get this done? You know, where's the mobility? What's being mobile? Just my low back, mobile, that type of thing. So that's why we just kind of use this checklist and say, all right, are we tackling? So for us, if somebody says, hey, coach, what's your #1 core strength exercise? Usually, just to give them a quick answer, it's a single leg squat, kind of like the other speakers were talking about. Can you stand there, pull 1 foot back, keep the full foot in contact with the ground, go down, touch the knee, come back up. I think Coach Gibb talked about this too. We got guys coming in our program and say, Coach, I squat 600 pounds. Awesome, do a single leg squat. They're falling apart, falling down. So again, here we go back to postural control and being able to negotiate the ground with your own body weight. So that's where a lot of this concept started to come from. So again, I got to keep asking myself, or we have to keep asking ourselves the question, how much time are you spending? You got an hour in the weight room, or you got an hour-long PE class, or hour training session, whatever. How much of that time are you spending? What's the percentage of time you're spending doing work that's lying down, sitting down, just 1 or 2 joint exercises working at one time, versus total body movement, synchronized in type of lifting, pulling and pushing, squatting type activities. Different types of thing here where the entire body's got to work to flex, extend, and rotate in certain ways that it would do. Again, just ask the question, give yourself the answer, and see where you need to go from that standpoint. And again, all of it can be done if you use the right progression, simple to complex. fortunate to go a lot of places, but as Tony talked about, a lot of cool things happen where I live too. For the last 3 years, the next 5 years, we host the NCAA track and field championships. We host the Olympic trials the last 12 years, so that's coming up in a couple of weeks. We're going to have the world championships, all those kind of things. So a lot of cool, awesome athleticism gets to come around where I'm at. But as I watch it, even as elite and quality as athletes those people are, they still do a lot of things that I go, wow. One of my favorites is the good old butt kick drill. Okay. So we know in good burst and acceleration, anything we do to really be quality in our ability to burst and accelerate, we want to be able to drive the knees apart but farther than the feet apart. We'll talk about that as well a little bit. We can talk about if the feet are farther apart as we're starting to gain flight than the knees, then we're going to be an overstrider, false stepper. We're going to end up holding something that type of thing. So why do we spend time doing drills where we practice that, getting the feet farther apart than the knees at toe-off or push-off? So if we know that negative backside mechanics do foster us not to get good, proper front-side mechanics and cause us to cast out and overstride those things, do we practice drills on a constant basis that leads to that thing? Again, that's what you see all the time. Well, coach warms my thighs up. It does, but all we have to do is simply change that to, instead of a backward butt kick, some type of slide kick where we're getting that knee apart versus feet apart type of action. We do the same thing in rehab. Well, this person is not getting a certain muscle to fire. I get that. But if we spend a whole lot of time where we're sliding that out and pulling it back in, we may be getting a certain muscle in the body to fire, but we're also training pulling in lateral movement rather than pushing in lateral movement. Not only is it not as efficient to get where we need to go when we need to make a cut or move, or we need to cut off the guy that's trying to go in and dunk on us and that type of thing, but it also leads us to more problems. Groin, hamstring, hip flexor, low back thing. Pushing, just like in regular front acceleration, pushing is better than pulling from that standpoint. So again, all we have to do is kind of keep asking ourselves the question and balance the scale out. How many reps and how much time am I spending doing something that takes me in an opposite direction, but really is good golden circle type? How much time spent do we have training drills versus training skills? My assistant coaches, especially my young, new assistant coaches, their enthusiasm is awesome. I love the fact, oh yes, I saw this really cool drill. Okay, let's analyze this thing. It's a cool drill, but is it a skill? Okay. To give you an example, everything we do from the very first warm-up exercise has something to do with our ability to burst and accelerate. Be better at those things. Okay. So when we're warming up an entire team, whether it be a football team lined up on the goal line, basketball team lined up underneath the end line, volleyball team lined up on whatever it is, we're going to do things we call them our top of the head drills. Because they're doing the exact same things again Chris was talking about in terms of good functional things in terms of movement mechanics. We're going to get maximum flexion. First one's called knee grab. We're going to get maximum flexion, get that whole idea of dorsiflex everywhere, get good knee lift, and then we're going to get maximum extension, work the toe off, work the hip lock, and get that postural control there. And that's our very first warm-up exercise. It's a walking drill. Now, lots of people do it, but this is how they do it. So again, we're all lined up. We got the whole basketball lined up underneath the basket. We're going to walk out the half court. Yeah, what did you do last night? Oh man, we were just partying. It was unbelievable. Instead of having a true intent to why you're doing any skill exercise, not just a warm-up drill, but a skill exercise. So, okay, we're going to go fast in practice today. All right, let's get ready to go fast. Attack the ground from above, drive the foot down underneath the hip. That's our very first warm-up drill. And then we do it to be able to cut and move at angles. So now the knee comes out into the ear and drives right back down. And then we're going to do it to be able to get up to top speed. So we get the foot out in front and then snap it down. Now whip from the hip. So I got the same things he was talking about. I got to keep that good strong hip posture, get the hip tilt, and I got to whip and snap down back underneath. Instead of just, yep, oh man, that part and just practicing something negative. There. So we have to coach the warm-up. From there, we move to different things where we're, again, getting postural hinge and tilt through the hips. Whether it be lunging in all types of different directions, what we call climbing or crawling and mountain climbing. Here they're practicing getting that whole idea of getting the hip to tilt so that we can get the foot back down on the ground correctly. Working on hinging at the hip so that we're having better postural control from there. And then when it is time to go fast, we move from walking to skipping, whether it be lateral skipping, backward skipping, shuffling, back pedaling, backward running, backward skipping. The reason we put skipping into everything is because right from the get-go, from the first areas of warm-up, just like that first drill, the top of the head drill, it gets us into proper push mechanics. So when we skip forward, what a lot of people would call A skips, Gerard mock drills, A skip, we take it another level in terms of it's a sprinter skip. You take a picture of it, we don't know whether we're skipping or you're sprinting, but it looks like so that scraping you heard on the ground was just exaggerating hip lock and extension, driving the knees apart, and then when I do that, I'm trying to get the foot right back down on the ground. So that's within the first areas of warm-up. We're not just warming up to do warm-up drills. It should be to get a certain skill going. And so there you see it from there. And then when we do move from walking to skipping, then we get into the speed bounding and the whole skating activity so that we again, all up. I don't know exactly what I'm looking for. Yeah, I know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for some good stick figure things here. I don't want a lot of bent over, and that's the beauty of the skipping action. When skipping forward, if you're one of those people that likes to sit and not have good postural control, and you're one of those people that does a whole lot of crunches, so you're here with you can't get this thing done. You're not going to go anywhere. Everybody takes off, and you're still back there. When we go lateral skips, if you don't push, if you try to pull yourself to the other end, you don't get there. It's got to be a push, push, get the hip push in that direction. So that way when it's time to shuffle, you've already got the push mechanics going. Same thing on back pedal. If you're one of these people that back pedals here and throws your feet back, you don't really go anywhere. You're pulling yourself back there. But if all of a sudden now we make you skip, you can't skip that way. You've got to pick it up, push. All of a sudden now, your feet are underneath it, you're able to change the direction out of it, and backpedaling becomes more appropriate. We're training the skill, warming up the skill, not just a warm-up drill. And part of it's not just warming up. In fact, that's hardly any of it for us, for me. It's getting the whole idea of rehearsal. You're rehearsing what you're going to do out on the court, out on the field, out on the track, on the mat. You're rehearsing that with for us, it's about a 6 to 10 minute warm-up. You're starting to, as I talk to the younger crowd these days, you're trying to take this whole central nervous system output and you're trying to make it more high-speed internet. Right? You want faster, you want to get online faster? Your body does too. And this is how it does it, but you got to do it with the right quality. So what you get done in your first several exercises of whatever you do each day helps that. And then we need to think about the responses of it. Again, you see a lot of really cool stuff on the internet. A lot of cool plyometric exercises, a lot of cool things. Analyze it. If you want to be high quality in your movement mechanics, you want to be a high-quality sprinter, you want to cut and make moves on a field, on a lacrosse field, or a soccer field, or a football field, high quality, then you're going to have, Franz and Chris talked about it, you want to have less slack time, or a lot of what the Schmidt-Becklers and people would talk about is decreased coupling time. You have time on the ground. Some of that time on the ground is eccentric, some of that time is concentric. However you want to look at it, there's a time in between, and that's coupling time. And the longer the coupling time, the worse things get. So I'm not trying to be scientific, but the best way to think about it is you better be a super ball instead of a tomato. So how many drills are you doing to train super balls versus training tomatoes? I'll give you 2 examples. A step-up exercise, an explosive step-up exercise is a great skill development exercise. It's a good drill, unless when you do it, you drive this foot down, you let this heel cock back a little bit, and then you try to swing it through. And all of a sudden it becomes a tomato. The whole idea is this switch and scissor effect where down, the other one's got to come up. So anything that you're doing, whether it be the load or somebody or whatever it is that they're doing, if all of a sudden, hey, well, if we resist this way or if we do that, okay, great. But if it all of a sudden makes this happen, and there's a delay, then it's the wrong exercise. Same reason why we won't warm up with jogging. What does jogging do? It trains us to be more of a tomato than a super ball. You see all this cool stuff on the internet about people doing the depth jumps from really high heights. Here we go, I'm going to do a depth jump. Do I have to do it to show you that it's going to be tomato-like? Do you really want me to drop off here right now? I will, but I can just guarantee it's going to be tomato-like, no matter how hard it is. So, and if you are being scientific, there's a ton of research out there that shows you all you need for quality elastic reactive training and depth jumping is something that's at or slightly below knee level. As soon as you start to get higher than that, it might be a decent strength exercise, but it's not the exercise that it was intended for, which is to create better force with less slack. So again, oh, this is good, this must be better. Just balance it out. Think about it. What are you training? Tomatoes or super ball? And how do you want that applied to wherever it is? Sprinter, football player, whatever. Because the same thing applies to moving laterally. If we're doing all these cool agility drills, I think I have it. That might be in the next one. If you're doing all these cool agility drills, but none of them get you better at planting this foot, driving that hip in that way, then it's just a cool agility drill. And you're working hard, and you're sweating, and everybody's having fun, but it's not taking you, literally not taking you anywhere down the field. The other one is, and I go through this a lot, I work with awesome coaches, I always have, I love most all the coaches that I've worked with, but our debate always gets back to this. Mental toughness training versus biomechanical performance and technique training. Baseball coach says, yeah, our pitchers aren't very mentally tough. And you take them out and do some 3-mile runs with them.